Alrighty, I'm back. Hello everyone, welcome back. Right, we're gonna get political. I do apologize that my OBS crashed. I don't know, I was trying to change scene and then out of nowhere, boop, it just closes and I'm confused. I was like, oh, did I accidentally close it? No, it just crashed, so. It's kind of weird, but. But yeah, today we're gonna get slightly political, so, yeah. But we are back live, or we should be back live. Don't know if you guys can see it, but we're going to watch a lawyer talk about Donald Trump today. So yeah. You can't see it. Fantastic. Okay. I'll do that window capture. I'll start a new one. Window capture. Okay. Now, for anyone who's curious, yes, I'm not a Trump supporter. I don't like Trump. I don't think he's a good president. I think he's only a president for himself and not the people, but you know. We already know that with how everything he's done so far is only for the billionaire, his billionaire bezzy mates. But anyway, here we go.
Well,
Also, Project 2025 is just basically...
Get ready for Trump's Project 2025 because Trump's surrogates
Project 2025 is basically just dictatorship, pretty much.
Are already admitting that Project 2025 was the plan the whole time. But yeah, this is going to be terrible, and not in a politics as usual way. If you win the presidency, you get to issue your own executive orders and rescind the prior guys and sign legislation into law. If you're elected, you get to pull the levers that Congress has delegated to you. To the victor go the spoils. But what we're about to see is changing the rules midstream. What we're about to see is pure dirty pool. This is gonna be bad, and I feel comfortable using that normative language because what we're about to see is not only someone who is unbound by laws, mores, norms, and tradition, but someone that controls all three branches of government. And this is a type of unmitigated control. It's a type we've never really seen in this country. And in particular, because a lot of this deals with
Now, by the way, I want to say this real quick. Now, this isn't against anyone in chat. Okay, if you want to have your point on public opinion, that's fine. You know, I'm not gonna say, oh, you can't have an opinion because it's against my opinion. That I don't run that way. I don't run that way. I never have run that way, and I never will run that way. My charger's not working, which is kind of weird, but okay. There we go. But yeah. So, so yeah. But like Trump saying he's going to end all the wars, we already know it's not going to fucking happen. And then there's people saying, oh, well, he's already, you know, Hamas has been calling for a ceasefire. Bruh, they've been doing that since fucking October. And then the call that Trump and Putin had, the fucking Kremlin denied that, so that never happened. And then, yeah. There's a lot of weirdos that seem to think it did happen, but it's like, well, why would the Kremlin deny it? Because the Kremlin denying something that happened would make them look worse. I don't understand why they would want to look worse, but anyway.
relies on the judiciary, it will take probably 40 years to.
Reason why I'm not a huge fan of not going to get into politics. Oh, I've been political many times already on stream. August, this is not new for me. I've been political on stream for years. I made an Andrew Tate video once a while ago. I've made many political stuff. So I've just said if anyone wants to, you know, get their politics out there, feel free. I don't care. But yeah.
Undo what's about to happen. But because I'm a masochist, I compiled a list of all the crazy legal stuff that I expect in the first few.
This is not my first time getting political, August, just to like you know. Okay. I'm not sure if you already know this, but even before I met you, I was political. So our friend, I don't know if she's also your friend, but fuck, I was just saying it. I was speaking. Every time I spoke to Rose, she was also really. We both were very political, talking very politically. So yeah. I'm also assuming I know your stance, and and even though you might have a different opinion than me, I'm not going to obviously like unmod you or fall out with you because of it, because it's an opinion, it's not, it doesn't change. Like I have friends. I have a friend who was pissed that Tommy Robinson got locked up. I said good, good because he should have. But me and my mate, we still get along. We still because we have other things in common than just politics. But yeah.
Few years of the second Trump administration. Now, this will be an unusual video because I'm making some guesses here. Politics is not an exact science, and law is the...
Oh, even at who is as in Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson is this is the leader of the EDL. Tommy Robinson. He's Britain's most popular racist, pretty much. Or as I call him, Britain's biggest bellend, basically. He hates Islam. He hates the Islam faith. He hates immigrants. He's just an all-around asshole. I once watched a video, and it made me laugh, where he went to a town that he was hated in, and he was being followed by them. He tripped over a curb, and they all laughed at him. Yeah, and to be honest, so did I. It was very funny. But, yeah. Now, the reason why he was locked up was because he was told by a court, he was told by a judge not to show a film he had made. And so what does Tommy Robinson do? Well, the genius he is, he basically gets contempt of court and gets done for it. Because he plays the fucking video. Or the film. Anyway, so basically every Union Jack white motherfucker is all bitching that Tommy Robinson got arrested. Now I was like, good, and I don't usually like saying people should be arrested, but he was an asshole. Like, holy shit. But yeah, like there's an entire protest in London about it, and it was so fucking stupid.
Byproduct of politics. So these are just my predictions, and we can check back in a year or two and see how we did. Frankly, I think I'm going to
should have came here to play it. Yeah, seems, to be honest, America is quite right-wing, so they probably allow it. If I know what my political view is, I'm centre. I agree with the left and on the right. But I do side more with the left, as the right is... Like, I agree with the right on a lot of things, but I agree with the left on a lot of things, like, equally. But the reason why I do agree a lot more with the left than I do the right is because the right, from what I've noticed, is just a lot of bigotry. And my whole thing is, can't everyone just get along? We're all human at the end of the day. I feel like we should all, as humans, we should all just get along. Like, unless Elon Musk learns how to build a spaceship and not a rocket ship, and when I say a spaceship, I mean a spaceship like in Alien, or I think if you get what I mean, then we're all on this planet for years to go. So I feel like we all need to learn just to get along. But yeah, it's protected by to be honest, a lot is protected by the Constitution, like guns. I was watching a show called Who Is America? I watched it back in 2018. I was rewatching it again. It's so funny. Basically, Sacha Baron Cohen, who I fucking love, by the way, because he's so fucking funny, tricked, like, politicians and gun rights advocates to advertise guns for 3-year-olds. I can't play the clip or I'll get, Showtime will take me down. But it was so funny because, like, So anyway, there's like gun rights activist who had like it was like a gun with a stuffed animal on the end of it, and there was also like other like there was Rocket Ship RPG. It was an RPG, and then anyway, so he goes to Matt Gaetz, who's last I checked, been an accused sex offender. Pretty much, he fucking what's it called? And I was kind of happy with him for not, going along with advocating stuff. He was like, but none of my coworkers will. They edit it in such a really good way, not cutting anything out to make it look bad, but they edit it so it's like Matt Gaetz saying, "Oh, none of my coworkers will," and then just edits to literally all his coworkers saying, But then you also have what is his something Walsh? I can't remember what his name is. Joe Walsh or something like that, saying, make a first grader into a first grenader, and and then the other one was, and it ended by him saying, "Happy shooting, kids." Anyway, he went on to Good Morning Britain and stuff like that. He also got a Georgia representative fired. Well, not fired. Sacha Baron Cohen caused a Georgia representative to have to quit because he got the guy to. Now the guy didn't have to do it, but he got him to. He was playing this like Israeli character that's like and he was basically he got the guy to chase him around. He got the guy to pull. His name's like Jason Spencer. He got him to pull his pants down. He was like a representative for Georgia. He got him to pull his pants down, chase him around with his bare ass out. Got him to upskirt someone in a burqa, and he also said the N-word 4 times. It was so fucking funny. He also got a model Sacha Baron Cohen also got a model to lie about being to lie about this like story where she basically like saved a town from being massacred because the warlord was a fan of her on The Bachelor or something. It was all bullshit, but it was so fucking funny. And then there was another one in like Kingman, Arizona, which was where pretty much he went as this like ultra left wing character called Naira Caden Degacello, something like that. I can't remember the name. This like really ultra left wing guy, and this was one of the characters. And he went to Kingman, Arizona, which I've heard is basically just, and from what I've heard from a lot of people, is basically the stop between Phoenix and just anywhere else in Arizona. Anyway, pretty much, he went there to like a town hall type thing for like a little town meeting, and he basically proposed that they build like the biggest mosque outside of the Middle East in their town, which obviously they didn't like because they're racist. But and then anyway, the mayor of Kingman tried to claim that the town wasn't racist, but then people who lived in Kingman, not just like people of a different minority or whatever, or a different race or whatever, white people who were left wing came out and said, no, the town is racist, and basically showed that the mayor was just full of shit, which is really funny. I would recommend watching it. You can't really find it much anymore, but you can find it on like the websites where you can sail the 7 seas pretty much. But it's a very, very funny show. Even if you're left, right, center, I would recommend watching it. It's very, very, very funny. So yeah.
Underestimate the amount of crazy stuff that's about to happen. Now, there's 3 categories of things that I expect. The first is things that Trump can do immediately without further approval, like executive orders. Then there's stuff where it's unclear if approval is needed, it's a legal gray area, or you can just force it through illegal.
Also, what the current rumors are, and what the current like thing is here, is if Trump tries to stop the war in Ukraine, the current theory on what would happen to us, England, is that we would have to start paying more, or we would have to rejoin the EU, which the racists will not like. So, yeah.
Legally, especially if you have a compliant judiciary. And then there's stuff that would definitely require further approval from something like Congress, things like passing legislation. But let's start with the executive. First of all, the guardrails are gone. There are not going to be any adults in the room. It appears that Trump has learned his lesson from hiring institutionalists the first time around and is just going to hire every toady and troll he possibly can. And as we'll discuss, there's a very good chance that he fires a lot of the nonpartisan career civil service. He would certainly fire Jack Smith immediately if Jack Smith is still there. And
also, another thing I want to talk about is I'm not entirely surprised that Donald Trump won, and I was like, oh, Kamala could have this in the bag, as she did win the pre-election. It was by a really small margin, but she still won the pre-election. But to be honest, like, he had his campaign was quite big, and he went on like every podcast of every arsehole podcaster. He went on pretty much everyone who's basically been cancelled before, like Logan Paul and the Nelk Boys and stuff like that. And also him being shot in the ear didn't really help anyone else. But another thing was as well is the reason why I feel like Camel's wasn't as strong as Trump's was because, well, she only had like 100 and something days to actually like run a campaign. So, unlike Trump, who had a lot longer, because, Biden didn't drop out the race until he was like, maybe I shouldn't think. She's a liar. To be honest, he is as well as, such as in fucking, what's it called, in Springfield, Ohio. No one was eating cats. No one was eating dogs. Like, they were both liars. That's just politicians for you. In England, both sides are liars. No one tells the truth in politics. I don't know if this is the first time it's breaking to you, August, but no one tells the truth. Like, but like the thing is like I'm not trying to like I don't want to like debate with you or anything, but like Trump lied a lot. Like, he was fact checked so much during like their debate by people. Eventually, until places start. But what they lied about is the problem. That people, but no one's eating cats and dogs. Forget about immigration. Like I've said about this country is that we need to have something in place. Like, apart from being like, oh, fucking get them out, the bastards. We need to I feel like be a bit more chill, and at least put something in place to help them either become legal or help them in a way to think. She lied about the military. Yeah. She, like, as I've said, she lied about things, he lied about stuff. Like, they both equally lied, and that's a no-no. Lying about this, she's not the first person to lie about the military. A lot of people did. Also, I love when he went to McDonald's. He went to McDonald's, and he got clowned on it by a lot of people who worked there. Also, also eating ASMR. Hell yeah! Hope you're enjoying it.
As we covered in one of the last videos, it looks like Jack Smith may not be around because of the interplay between the 1973 OLC memo and the fact that it's DOJ policy that the executive branch can't prosecute the president himself. And on that score, I'd probably expect pardons for the January 6ers. And
one thing I really want to say this real quick, and I'm not saying this is against all MAGA fans or anyone on the right, but I find it hilarious. And now, yes, technically there are still a few more days till January, like it's the middle of January he gets in. But I think you may have noticed so far that, the left have kind of taken the, haven't claimed it was rigged. They haven't claimed that it was, they haven't claimed it was a scam, or they haven't claimed it was stolen or anything. And so far, no one has no one has raided the Capitol building yet, or started full-on anger, which is kind of funny. There's people who are kind of salty about it, which I feel like a lot of people were, and I feel like you would be. But that is one thing I really like. I find really funny.
And other reprobates. Now, usually presidents wait to issue pardons until the end of their term, but Trump is already a lame duck. And since some of those prosecutions are going on right now, you might expect the pardons sooner rather than later. It would also be super trolly and lib triggering, so that's another reason why I expect Trump to do it. Now, I don't really expect him to pardon himself, except maybe on the way out to pardon himself for everything that he does between 2025 and
Yeah, I'm still surprised. I to be honest, I'm confused of how you can be charged with 34 counts of multiple fucking things under the sun. Just wait, I bet something happened. That's why I've actually said that. I've said like, if something happens, then it happens. But I think as well is like, even though I'm not a supporter of Trump and I don't like Trump, and even no one, I feel like even people who he was close with in Twitter, like Mike Pence, doesn't like Trump, which kind of blew everyone away. But yeah, and like I think what even like high Republican officials didn't like Trump either. I think it was, I can't remember. But what's it called? Pretty much. What was I talking about? My brain's gone already. But yeah, but oh yeah, so that's it. Like I don't like him. I've never liked him. Even 2016, I didn't like him. But the thing is like, and I've said this, like if he does end all the wars, which I know is not going to happen. All right, I can already say it's not going to happen. Like, he's already, people are claiming that he's been on a call with Putin. The Kremlin have denied that, which is basically a massive fuck you to the US, pretty much. Then you've got fucking what's it called? Then you've got Hamas, who have allegedly now started calling for ceasefires, which is not true. They've been doing that since October. So, yeah. And also, though there's currently multiple things coming out of this, in fucking the Netherlands, it was Amsterdam. That was also kind of a massive fuck you as well, proving that there was no ceasefire. Even though Amsterdam was mostly just violence, not war. But anyway. But yeah, but again, yeah, but the thing is if he does end up ending all the wars, which again I don't think he will, but if he ends up doing, if he pulls off a fucking miracle and does end up ending the wars, I will be the first to say this. I will give him a round of applause. All right, I'll be like GG. But I don't feel like my hands are going to do clap, because I doubt in the 4 years he's going to do it. Either that or he's going to fuck over Ukraine and like probably help. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to help Putin, as him and Putin are like, I like that. They're like that.
in 2029, mainly because he doesn't need to pardon himself for anything he did prior to taking office, because he has escaped justice. All the federal prosecutions are dead because he was elected, and the state prosecutions are probably on hold, but are effective.
Yeah, again, I'm surprised I'm surprised that you can be charged with 34 counts of multiple fucking crimes, and even be indicted. Was it? Was it? It's indicted? No. Did he was it for January 6th? He got, I can't remember what the word is. I don't. Yeah, my brain's not working today. He basically got in trouble for January 6th because, well, he caused it. But yeah. Even if he didn't specifically tell people to go and do it, he still pretty much said it, even though he didn't tell people to do it. But yeah.
Dead because they can't prosecute while he's president either. Presumptively. I mean, we don't know how the Supreme Court will rule, but we definitely know how the Supreme Court would rule. You can expect a complete clown show of a cabinet. At this point, all the respectable people and institutionalists have learned their lesson and know that Trump has no loyalty, so they don't want anything to do with him, and Trump doesn't want anything to do with them. Now, we already know a few. Marco Rubio has been pegged for Secretary of State, Homeland Security, and Chief.
Which, by the way, confuses me, because I thought he hated him. Didn't Marco Rubio speak so much shit about Trump and then decide, oh, actually, you know what, I want to be friends with Trump? The puppy assassin, Kristi Noem, yep. As you can see, self-proclaimed dog killer, the puppy assassin. She's with him as well. Be careful if she, if when she's in, because make sure your dogs are all safe.
Puppy killer Kristi Noem. Tom Homan has been pegged as the border czar. He wrote the immigration section of Project 2025, by the way. And drink up, kids, because Matt Gaetz is going to be AG. So expect a whole bunch.
Which, by the way, the Matt Gaetz thing actually had got audible laughs. Oh, not audible laughs, audible gasps. Sorry. I don't know why I said L instead of G.
Much more in Project 2025, folks, as well as appointments doled out as political rewards to reward people who were loyal to Trump. And oh my God, he's nominating Fox morning anchor Pete Hegseth to Secretary of Defense. This is definitely the bad place. And while Trump has a Senate majority to rubber stamp most of his appointments, he appears to be demanding that the Senate enter a recess so he can appoint everyone with a recess appointment without Senate confirmation at all, which tells you something that some of these people are going to be so unpalatable that even a Republican-controlled Senate would not consent to them. And as I said, expect a complete gutting of the administrative state, just firing any career civil servant.
I just want housing price to go down. It probably will, to be honest. I don't know. I know he's fucking over companies, hence why, if I am correct, and last I heard, Harley Davidson has left the US due to the whole tariff thing that's coming in. I know that he wants to make it so that, I believe he's making it so that billionaires don't have to well, he's making it better for people who are, like, rich as shit, such as, like, Elon Musk. He's basically made Elon Musk and all the other billionaires he absolutely fucking loves. I can't move out. I'm gonna be honest. Like, obviously, this is has nothing to do with the US, but I'm gonna be honest. Like, British housing prices aren't that they're not great here, but they're not terrible. Though recently, the Labour government's done quite well, actually. Like, a lot of people are giving them shit for it, but like, they've upped our minimum wage, which is actually pretty good. They've also paid more to local authority, which is pretty good. Though they do need to stop paying a lot because they will bankrupt this country if they keep like doing a lot of shit. But so far, like, I was kind of worried that Keir Starmer was going to fuck shit up, as people obviously were just going to give shit to the Labour government. But they are actually doing like quite well. Also, he is getting his ass eaten out by the new Conservative leader. I can't remember her name, but Rishi Sunak's out, and the new Conservative leader. Like, she was in the last PMQs, which I believe was yesterday. For any Americans wondering what is PMQs, it's basically Prime Minister's questions. Basically, what it is pretty much they sit in the House of Commons, and basically, they pretty much people from different, because how we do things is you guys have your states, we have constituencies. So like my constituency is called East Riding, or East Yorkshire and the Wolds, I believe, is what I believe it's called. So that's my constituency, and unfortunately I live in a Conservative constituency, which kind of sucks, but no one cares. I'm surprised because, like, I don't surprisingly get as much hate as a lot of people would actually expect from living in a conservative town. But there is quite a lot of racism. Most of the conservatism and like bigotry between the conservatives with where I live is mostly just racism, not exactly homophobia. There is homophobia in this country, in this constituency, but it's not horrific. But PMQs is basically where people from different constituencies on the left or the right will thing. And our parties are quite a lot. I think it's the exact same as the US. I'm not entirely sure, but kind of not, because we have a few that you guys don't. So we have Conservatives, which are basically just Republicans. We have Labour, which are basically just Democrats. We have what's it called? We have Lib Dems, which are not doing great in the thing, but they're mostly just liberal Democrats. They're mostly just for like quite far left things. You got the Green Party, who are for mostly just plants and life, and very, very into, and so is Labour and a lot of other, like the Lib Dems. They're also into sorting out the thing that Donald Trump doesn't believe in, which I can't remember what it's called. It's called climate change. That's the one. They're very like green. The Green Party are mostly just care about climate change. And then you've got a newer one, kind of. sort of, a little bit. Reform, which are super far right and highly racist. They got exposed by Channel 4 for one of their canvassers basically being a racist to back to Rishi Sunak when he was Prime Minister, so which was kind of it's just kind of funny to see that he got exposed for that. He doesn't work. He's not a canvasser anymore. He got sacked by. He got sacked off by Reform by Jeremy Corbyn. So anyway, there's some British politics for you.
Who isn't out and out loyal to Trump and MAGA. Now, this is going to be a high priority for Trump because during his first term, his ambitions were thwarted by people who weren't blindingly loyal. And as our own Liz Dye explained, Project 20.
For anyone wondering who did I vote for in the last election, I will tell you, I did vote for Labour, as we had the Tories. Now the Tories is what you call the Conservatives, and the reason why I did that is because we had the Tories in for 14 years, and they, to be honest, even the asshole, even conservative, even people who identify as conservative, said that they want the Conservatives out, which was so fucking funny. You've fucked up the country when even your own people want you out. So a lot of them mostly turned to Reform or just didn't bother to vote. But yeah, Labour won the last election. Now our next election apparently is in 2029, I think, but I don't know.
2025 is not just a policy blueprint. It was also meant as a recruiting tool to help identify people who are all in on Trumpism. And the end goal is to get rid of all civil servants and replace them with right-wing ideologues. So on day one, expect Trump to reinstate his Schedule F, which he did at the end of his first term, which is a Trump executive order that purports to let him reclassify a ton of federal employees, as many as 50,000 of them, to be treated the same as political appointees so he can fire them. Generally, civil servants have some protections, but political appointees can be hired and fired at will by the president. This executive order basically removed all the protections and said that they were treated the same as political appointees. Trump first issued this executive order in October of 2020. Biden rescinded it, and then the Office of Personnel Management issued a rule that says the president cannot reclassify employees for arbitrary reasons. But Trump is obviously going to challenge that in court, or he could simply promulgate a new rule. Now, to do this, Trump would need to ignore the APA and the regulatory framework of the civil service protection. But Trump can try a ton of things, including arguing that he has broad authority to ignore the APA for national security reasons and emergency reasons. And if Trump just simply fires all those people and lets them battle it out in court, then the battle is won anyway. He either has to undo the Office of Personnel Management regulation through rulemaking, which would take some time, or he'll have to ignore the existing reg, which is legally impermissible, technically. Now, the norm for basically forever was to leave the career staff in place so the government could actually function from one administration to the other. And this would be a monumental shattering of norms. But this appears to be part of a larger plan to gut the administrative state to make it not work at all. Trump might just fire them all without bothering to replace them with ideologues, or require a loyalty oath.
All right, now I do want to talk about this. For anyone wondering, where do I get my American politics news from? The way I'm following American politics. Now, I'm not too big on American politics. I know a little bit, just a small tad bit, just tad. Most of that is from both me pirating. I mean, legally watching American television while being in the UK. So I've been using now. As someone who's centre, I don't watch left-wing media or right-wing media. I usually will find out if it's unbiased media, because left-wing media, right-wing media, they both fucking lie. All right, CNN, Fox News, they're both full of shit. So I always try and stick with unbiased media than any biased media, so that obviously what I'm getting is thing. But I will also go to biased media sources as well, such as ABC, such as CNN, such as Fox News, and God knows what other fucking right-wing media things there are, as well as, left-wing as well. But yeah, pretty much, that's, and it's just obviously the reason why I watch both is because I don't want to I know most people who will just watch right-wing media because that'll go along with their views, and some people who will just watch left-wing media because it goes with their views. I watch Sky News. Now, a lot of people think Sky News is biased. It's actually not, because they can actually get shut down if they are. A lot of people claim Sky News are. They're not. Ofcom will not allow them. Ofcom will actually shut them down if they begin being biased. And Ofcom's not biased because Ofcom isn't even a TV thing. It's a fucking it's a company we have in the UK that regulates. It's a regulator, so it regulates what TV shows can do, pretty much. It's basically, yeah, it's a regulator, so it regulates what people can and cannot do, and if they break that, it can shut them down. So yeah, but like you got, but like Sky News UK is because it's Ofcom, it's not biased. But you've got Sky News Australia, which is biased because theirs is a fucking company that's not even owned by Ofcom, and it's owned by someone. It's owned by another regulator, which is right wing biased. So that one as well isn't fantastic. I've got 5 minutes left of this live stream, so that's exciting. I also am assuming that this stream will probably get hate. The VOD will probably get hate from people, and if it does, I don't care. I don't care. You know. I've said to people, their opinions, my opinions, we all have different opinions at the end of the day. Like, we might not agree on each other's opinions, but like, as I've said, like, obviously I don't fall out with people because of difference of opinion. Like I still get along with people. I've got, again, as I said, I've got a friend, racist. I still get on with them because even though they have really shit opinions and they know what my opinions are. Now, my opinions aren't full on left wing leaning. They're mostly just kind of like, again, as I said, I side with the left and the right. I'm basically on the fence, pretty much. And basically, yeah, pretty much like I agree with things the left say. I agree with things the right say. But obviously, my whole thing is like, finances isn't my whole point of view. I don't have like a degree in it or anything. But, all I want is governments to make life easier for lower, middle, and higher class, all better for all. I understand that's just not how it can be, but sadly, I wish it could be. I wish people weren't treated differently for their race, ethnicity, which are the same thing, their gender, their sex, their stuff like that. Like, we're all human at the end of the day, stuff like that. Yeah, that's pretty much my whole thing. I am quite an open-minded person, so I'm an open-minded and progressive person. So I, one of my family members, quite racist, quite homophobic. I get along with them, though there's one person in my family I don't get along with because they are just a bell end. Not just that politically, they are just an arsehole, but they're also an arsehole politically as well. But yeah. Right, I'm going to be ending the stream in 2 minutes, so I'm going to get ready to end. This was a 23-minute video, which I kept pausing and talking, because yeah. But I hope you guys learned now about my opinions on different things. If you're watching this VOD as a VOD on YouTube and you want to hate me for it, feel free. I don't care. I love reading hate comments. I get them so much, and I just wet myself. That's why I love going on Facebook. I'm such a sadistic bitch. I love being insulted. That's the thing. But that is going to do it. So I do hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to go and blast on some YouTube now. I do appreciate August for hopping by and MJ for hopping by as well. I will be live a little bit later, probably about 8 p.m. Because I'm about to start a movie night in a Discord server. Not in my Discord server, in a different Discord server. A Disney film, so I'm assuming most people probably won't want to watch it. But, but that is going to do it. I do appreciate everyone popping by, and I will see you guys in the next one. I also just noticed that, no, it's not, because I've gone full camera. I will also go raid someone, so let me just do this. Click on that. Click on... channel. And yeah, so I'm going to go and raid out. Let me just go to playlist. But yeah, August, if you're still in the chat, yeah, that's not my first time like talking about politics. I'm not new to politics. I've been talking about politics since I was like, I don't know, 13, since I was in school. Very much. And even then I got into a debate with quite a few people. My teacher, not really. They were quite chill. Very much. And even then I got into a debate with quite a few people. My teacher, not really. The mic quality on this mic is good. I like it, damn. Right, let's go red. So let's go red out. So I shall see you guys in the next one. Let's find someone to red out. I was gonna turn that off, but I'll just keep it.
And the black and eyes make my way into your mind, just to know what you knew. Restless every time we start looking as
what are we gonna wait? I don't want to watch someone who's streaming a game on a play because they don't spoil it. That's who I'm gonna wait. Ah, God, the page crashed. Ugh. Slash raid. Fuck off, I'll start. 50 minutes. Slash raid. Oh, fuck, I forgot to spell his game. Alright, I'll raid him when I sing. Sorry to you guys for that. Well, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye. Oh, if you guys would like to join on the raid, feel free. Let me just type this in correctly before I turn the mic off. So yeah, so if you guys want to get channel points and stuff, feel free to join on the raid. He's playing our, I'm going to please show Rex some love. If you guys want to, I'll set a command up in a bit. But yeah, so if you guys want to get channel points and stuff, follow on the raid, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So, bye.
Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you